Pachyrhinosaurus has made a frequent number of appearances since its discovery, with all three species being shown in many video games and various different media, with its first video game appearance being in 2001's Jurassic Park 3 Park Builder. Pachyrhinosaurus canadensis would debut in the Dinosaur King franchise in the 2005 arcade game with multiple different forms. 7 years later, 2008, it would make its debut in the Fossil Fighters franchise named as the Earth-type Vivosaur Pachyrhino, later appearing in the sequel game Fossil Fighters Champions in 2010. In 2012, Pachyrhinosaurus will be featured in Jurassic Park Builder as a gold-tier dinosaur and fighter. Coming into 2016, Pachyrhinosaurus would then be released as a tournament creature in Jurassic World the game. Within the same year, Pachyrhinosaurus would be featured in Ark Survival Evolved as a tameable creature that could be found across the entire island with the exception of the mountainous regions. It was also meant to appear in Jurassic World Evolution in 2018 but ultimately ended up being scrapped. However, Pachyrhinosaurus will manage to be featured in its sequel game Jurassic World Evolution 2 as part of the Deluxe Edition DLC in 2021. The following year, Pachyrhinosaurus would be featured in Prehistoric Kingdom, which showcases all three species. Soon after, it would also be featured in Jurassic World Primal Ops before the game was taken off the market. Currently, Pachyrhinosaurus' latest video game appearance was in the 2023 remake to Ark Survival Evolved called Ark Survival Ascended. As for documentaries, TV shows, and movies, Pachyrhinosaurus has a much wider range of appearances, with its documentary debut being in 1992's PBS animated paleo-documentary miniseries, The Dinosaurs, in Episode 2, Flesh on Bones, where a herd of them are seen migrating along with a herd of Edmontosaurus. This depiction is the first one to showcase Pachyrhinosaurus with a horn. However, it's worth mentioning that this theory of Pachyrhinosaurus having a nose horn would end up being disproven in the early 2000s. Then, 6 years later, it would appear in 1998's Dinosaur Message at Stone. In this short docu-film, it is also depicted having a nose horn. Its official theatrical entry would be in 2000 with Disney's Dinosaur as one of the many species of dinosaurs found in the massive migrating herd. In the following year, Pachyrhinosaurus would be featured in the animated film The Land Before Time 8, The Big Freeze, as the character Mr. Thicknose. Once a fraudulent teacher and prominent figure of the Great Valley, he leads the main group of heroes to freedom at the end of the movie and will continue to be featured in the television show in 2007. 3 years later, in 2004, Pachyrhinosaurus would get a cameo in the Discovery Channel documentary miniseries Dinosaur Planet in the episode Little Dass's Hunt. Its cameo consists of paleontologist Scott D. Sampson showcasing different kinds of ornamentation in ceratopsians as a whole. In 2008, Pachyrhinosaurus would be featured in the History Channel documentary miniseries Jurassic Fight Club in the episode River of Death. In this episode, a herd of Pachyrhinosaurus lacusti are being hunted by a pair of Albertosaurus. They unfortunately ended up falling into a flooded river and drowned. Along with this, they would also incorrectly depict Pachyrhinosaurus with a nose horn. However, it's worth mentioning that the skull used for the model resembles a possible ancestor of Pachyrhinosaurus, Ankylosaurus horneri. Pachyrhinosaurus canadensis would later be shown in the second season of the animated TV series Dinosaur King as of 2007. As for the Alaskan species, Pachyrhinosaurus paratorum, it would get its debut in the Nova documentary Arctic Dinosaurs once again within the same year. Later on in 2011, Paratorum is featured in the Canadian documentary March of the Dinosaurs, where it's shown being a migratory species along with an Alaskan species of Edmontosaurus, as they head to warm weather further south. Going into 2013, Pachyrhinosaurus would be the main animal featured in the documentary film Walking with Dinosaurs 3D, which focuses on a young male named Patchy as he defends his herd from hungry dinosaurs described as Gorgosaurus and dangerous obstacles that come their way. The following year, the film would have a re-edited version called Walking with Dinosaurs Prehistoric Planet 3D, narrated by Benedict Cumberbatch. It is also worth noting that although the Pachyrhinosaurus species shown is Pachyrhinosaurus paratorum, they more closely resemble the prior named species, Pachyrhinosaurus lacusti, given the ornamentation of the skull depicted in the movie. Surprisingly, Pachyrhinosaurus was supposed to make a debut in the Jurassic World trilogy with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. However, it would unfortunately end up being scrapped in favor of its Asian cousin, Sinoceratops. In 2019, it would be featured in the first episode of the documentary miniseries Amazing Dino World, titled The Feathered Revolution. This would be the latest incorrect depiction of Pachyrhinosaurus having a nose horn. Later on in 2021, it would be featured in the YouTube animated series Dinosauria. Pachyrhinosaurus' latest documentary appearance would be in the groundbreaking British-American documentary series Prehistoric Planet in the episode titled Ice Worlds. where a herd of Pachyrhinosaurus paratorum are caught in a severe blizzard while being hunted by a pack of Nanuqsaurus. As for its latest TV show appearance, Pachyrhinosaurus would finally obtain its official debut in the Jurassic Park franchise in the animated series Jurassic World Chaos Theory. Overall, Pachyrhinosaurus has been featured quite prominently within pop culture media as a whole, and it will continue to be shown in various media as the years go on.